and this is Gamerkulture.
You're recording?
Yeah.
You said you're working, so I meant.
I know. I don't know what it meant either, but I said it. And we're live.
We are live.
We're live, and are we recording? That's the important
Hello,
part.
everybody.
Well-
I am recording, yes.
Also, like for the video, like we're getting it off Twitch. So yeah, we're live. Woo! Nobody watched the first 5 minutes anyway.
That's absolutely fair. This is the part where we just fill time for the first 5 minutes and give people time to show up.
Endorsements.
Because people show up to these. Endorsements. Endorse yourselves.
This is actually an indie magazine, by the way. Did you know that?
Is that an indie
Yeah, I was going to
comic?
ask that. Is that a game guide? Is that a magazine? What is that?
Nintendo Power was shut down. Nintendo Force was brought up on Kickstarter
Oh.
as a, like, we still want Nintendo Power.
Okay.
So it's basically all about Nintendo, all the stuff that happens.
All Nintendo, all the time, forever.
It even talks about the NX, or not the NX anymore, the Switch, I should
I just said
say.
the Annette. I'm like, what the fuck is the Annette? Did I miss that? What?
That's my mom's name. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
That was a slip.
Pop out. Twitch.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm really digging the fact that they not only did they have the Alola region map on it, that on the back of it you showed us, it has the type matchups, which is great for everyone who hasn't played the game in forever. Especially if you haven't played the game since Card. You haven't played the games since what? Red and Blue or Ruby Sapphire?
Red and blue, and then I got XY. Oh no, I
Okay,
got
so
Y.
Okay, so you've played a little. Did you beat Y or?
I never finished Y. I had to
Okay.
have Bulbapedia up the entire time.
Okay.
The entire time
So
I was playing the game, I had to have Bulbapedia up, just to know like what the type matchups were.
I mean, so even in Gold and Silver, we introduced new types of Dark and Steel, and really there hasn't been a new type since Fairy in the last one, X and Y. So many new players are hopefully going to be coming back to this game, and they're going to be like Dark, Steel, Fairy. Like, how do these interact with each other? Like, I don't know these Pokemans.
You know what? It's not going to be that big of a deal because the reboot's after this game. So.
I mean, that's what all the theories are. I mean, if you've gone over to Lockston Noggin's channel, he's got all those videos.
I sat through all of that yesterday.
Dude, he keeps putting up more and more every day. And his most recent one is that he's kind of relenting that it's probably not going to be the full reset he thought it was, but I still think it's a really cool theory. I think it's a really interesting idea. I mean, go watch it. Go watch his videos, Lockston Noggin. He makes some really great Pokemon videos. But anyway, everybody, welcome to the 26th episode of Gamerkulture. Very happy to have everybody here. As always, I am Kuma, and I am joined by my friends Squeaky, say hello.
Hello.
And, of course, Mr. Wildcard, whose face is not showing on Skype.
Yeah,
They're
but
showing up the stream over.
no, yeah, people in the video will be able to see my face.
Okay,
Yes.
so we don't have to, but they have to.
Yep, they have to suffer through my ugly mug.
Deal with it. Alrighty.
Deal with it.
And this question of the week, which we totally did not come up with 5 minutes ago, is
Yeah.
what is your favorite of all time shooter? With all the shooters coming out now and up and coming, what is your favorite? Starting with Wildcard.
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna get so much hate. I'm gonna get so much hate.
Do it.
But
Do it.
I think my
Stoke
favorite
the flames.
is Bulletstorm.
How are you gonna get hate for Bulletstorm?
Because it's a one-off game. It was
Still a great shooter.
It was a good shooter. It had interesting mechanics. I wish there was a sequel, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad it was just its own one-off thing.
You really don't know what they would do with a sequel to that game that wasn't just more of the exact same thing.
Yeah. It also lacked multiplayer. I mean, like the competitive multiplayer that we see in a lot of shooters. Instead,
I feel like. Go ahead.
Instead, it had something akin to horde mode. Like
Okay.
co-op horde mode.
I feel like multiplayer in Bulletstorm would have just been Gears of War multiplayer with its tongue in its cheek.
No, it's completely different.
Okay. I never owned the game, but I played the shit out of the demo when it was out. Just because it was so silly and over the top and fun and coming up with different ways to kill the enemies. Like, I'm going to use my leash to bounce you in the air and then, like, pin you to the wall or shoot rockets at you like fireworks.
Kick you into a cactus.
Yeah, shit like that.
Or
like that.
I'm going to use my leash to pull you, kick you into your friend so that you and your friend both go off the side.
Yeah, just shit like that. And just all the crazy scores that would pop up everywhere and all the points and everything.
Yeah.
Plus, it was Steve Bloom voicing the main character, and I can't be sad when Steve Bloom is voicing anything.
Playing a homoerotic character as well. There were a lot of homoerotic undertones in that game.
Really?
Yes.
I feel like it was definitely a parody of a lot of shooters.
Oh, yeah.
So that was absolutely more than likely intended because of all the like homoerotic stuff in a game like Gears.
In the like, if you pre-ordered the game, you got a special like demo. It totally like just ripped on Call of Duty.
How so?
You just got to go watch the video. It was like duty calls World at War, and it's just like it looked really brown. You got an assault rifle. Every time you fired the gun, it said boring, boring, boring. Every time you killed an enemy, you ranked up. And the ranking just got so ridiculous by the end. It came to like the final boss of the game. It was like, I am a guy with a Russian accent. You need to shoot me in cutscene to win. Or something like that. It was hilarious. Like, go check.
Oh, how do I trigger the cutscene mechanic? Oh no! I can only kill you with a quick time event.
And then it's like, oh, I have lost. America is best. Then your guy does 2 thumbs up, and American flags pop up out of his thumbs.
Nice, America. Alrighty, Squeaks, your favorite shooter game?
Okay.
Doesn't have to be an FPS.
Exactly. And so I'm going with GoldenEye.
Ooh. Going straight for the classic jugular.
Have you gone back and played that recently?
I played it, actually, some of the first footage that I tested with my capture card.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
didn't you win a tournament of that or something recently? Or was that
No, it was a different game. What was that? That was oh gosh, it was Time Crisis.
Okay. Yeah,
and that was because there were just 2 people.
Okay.
2 people showed up, so I got second.
So the 2 of you worked together, and you just beat through the whole game for free.
Yeah, we just played the game for free the whole entire day.
Because just how long is that game actually? Because I just remember pumping quarters into the machine.
30 minutes.
It's only a half hour.
For the first act. I think there are 3 not act. Is it act or parts? I don't know what they are called. But it's 3 in one episode. Let's just call that 3 acts in one episode, and then there are like 3 or 4 episodes. And we just did the first, so it took us 30 minutes to go through the first.
Okay.
Because I can just imagine sitting on a Time Crisis machine, like just having like infinite coins with it just to get through it. Like I remember playing through that in the arcade and like getting about 20 minutes in, and then it's just so difficult.
A lot of those old arcade games, if you can manage to get them on a console now, they're so much fun to play because for the most part now when you die, you just press start and you keep going.
Yeah.
Yep, you just press continue. And you don't even lose your points.
No, and it's great because it's like, wow, I've never been to the end of this game ever.
Yes.
I just assumed this like Metal Slug. I've never beaten Metal Slug, which is it's a travesty in itself because I know Metal Slug exists online for free. You can play it with a mouse and keyboard. You can play it with a keyboard. But going back to GoldenEye, GoldenEye was one of those games because, again, I really didn't get my first console until I was in 6th grade, so that was 2002. And then, so all of my gaming was either like games that my parents would buy me for the PC, and we're not talking like PC games. We're like Pajama Sam or Backyard Baseball.
Hey,
Arthur.
those games are amazing.
Hey,
Those
I'm
games
not
are
hating.
so fun.
I got Pajama Sam 2 off of Steam for like $3.
Play it! Oh, please play it!
I might now.
Oh my gosh, that would be so awesome on
They have
Twitch.
all of those old games on there.
You are going to play it.
You have to now.
You are going to record it. You are going to have a good time with it.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna have a good time with that.
And you are going to upload it.
Here's the thing. Those games are basically made for 3rd graders. The first time I sat down to it, I still beat it in about 20 minutes. But I was still like, fuck, where's that piece? How did I beat this when I was 9? Like, thank God save files existed, like, in that time of PC. You could only store 4. But thank God, because I don't know how I would have done that. Like, as a kid, they usually took me about a week to beat a playthrough. But, no, I love those games. But with GoldenEye, I didn't know many people who owned it. Like, maybe 2 people I knew owned it.
Yeah.
And they weren't people whose houses I went over to. So I think I've played GoldenEye maybe 3 times my entire life. So I played it a couple years ago, and I felt like the black sheep because everyone was freaking out. They were having nostalgia trips, and I'm like, I'm about to lose us half of our fan base. So we're down to 2.
Okay, so here's the thing.
I hated it.
Yeah, I did not like GoldenEye until speedrunning came along.
Okay. Here's the thing. Gold Runner or the game, the 007 game.
You can't speak right now.
I get tripping over my own tongue. GoldenEye. The campaign I know nothing about. Though everything I know about GoldenEye, everyone freaks out about the multiplayer. I hate the multiplayer. I hate it. I can't stand it because I can't look up and down.
Yeah, the multiplayer is pretty. I hear it's pretty unplayable compared to today's standards.
I mean,
You
people
can't
who love
look up
it,
and down. You just have
love
to
it
angle
now.
the gun up and down.
I know it's like, oh, it's Mike. You angle the gun up and down. You don't look up and down. It feels so,
No.
weird. And especially someone who's never played it growing up, going back to it, I'm like, y'all got some rose tinted fucking glasses, cause this is shit.
Okay, so I didn't play very many shooting games. So most of the games that were adventure games were like that too. That had that kind of mechanic, like in Zelda with the bow. You had to be able to move it like that too. And I actually had become an expert on the mini games for Zelda when you would use your bow. And I would actually be the point where my mom would come over. It's like, can you please beat this for me? Because I can't do it. Can you get a Ponya for me?
Because I've never beaten Ocarina of Time.
What?
Yeah.
I've never beaten a console Zelda.
Now you have to
game.
play that too.
Kuma,
What?
We're gonna create a list for games you must play.
Yes.
Whether they be on the original systems or we will find ROMs for you. You will play through these classics. You will understand them, and you will like them.
You will write a review on them.
Yes.
I write more than any of you. Don't tell me to write anything. I mean, no, that actually sounds kind of fun. Being able to play old classic, because I feel so bad whenever I'm sitting there and listening to other gaming podcasts, and a lot of these people are older than me, but not all of them are. And they're like, oh yeah, I remember playing this when I was a kid. I remember playing that when I was a kid, and I'm like, we're the same age, and I never played that.
Yeah.
Actually, if you want to talk about nostalgia, recently I booted up my PS2 again and played through the final boss of Kingdom Hearts 2, and that game is far easier than I remember.
Oh yeah.
It's so much easier than I remember.
What difficulty were you playing on?
I don't remember. I didn't pay attention to it.
It's definitely one of those games where it's like, this isn't harder, you're just hitting me harder.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, I remember going back and the Kingdom Hearts 2 final boss, like that whole final sequence, like where you walk through the door and have to bounce around like the buildings,
Yeah.
which is awesome. By the way, super cinematic. Like I love like the buildings come together and you have to do the trigger command and you like sort of like whips the keyblade around and then like ninja cuts his way through the bunch of buildings and I'm like, how'd you go through those buildings? You didn't. Oh, they didn't know they were dead yet. But yeah, no, that boss was really easy. Xemnas is not a hard boss. He's mostly just press triangle at the right time and you win.
Or even the final sequence when Sora and Riku are just reflecting all the lasers, you just gotta alternate X triangle, X triangle, X triangle, X triangle. Yeah,
dude, where's my PlayStation controller? I'd go from playing like this to just going like this and just
Yeah.
until my thumbs were just sore. And I'm like, thank God after you beat this segment, it's just cutscene. And then you go up to him and just do a finisher on him, which is funny because magic acts like a finisher. So after that cutscene's done, you just cast thunder on him and you win.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, magic counts as a finisher. So there are several. When you play on anything harder, I think anything harder than easy, even if you after a certain point, the bosses in the game you have to beat them with a finisher, which is why there are like 3 different finishers that you can equip. If you don't, then you can just keep wailing on them with like the combo. But if you don't hit them with a finisher, they won't die. And it's stupid annoying because I didn't know that at first, and there was at least one fight where I'm just like wailing on him, but I wouldn't finish it out. I'd just be like, cut, you're dead. Wait. Why?
All right, Kuma, it's your turn. What's your favorite shooter of all time?
My favorite shooter of all time has got to be Medal of Honor Rising Sun.
I remember that. I remember playing that. That was a great game.
Medal of Honor Rising Sun was amazing. I loved the old Medal of Honor like storytelling where every chapter would begin as like this black and white like newsreel, and they'd have like this old man talking as though he was telling you this story about his time in the war. And then it would slowly shift to the voice of whatever main character was in that scene at the time. Mm-hmm. And the scenarios that they would put you in. Like there was one where you're in the Guadalcanal. And in that scene, like you're going down this boat and you're trying to be super quiet because you know the guerrilla fighters are up in the trees somewhere. And one of your guys is like looking over the boat, and then he like gets like pulled down for a sec, and then he looks up at you, and then this crocodile just comes up, grabs him, and pulls him under. And you're like,
Gosh.
oh! That man got ate. But no, and like, I mean the combat wasn't flashy. The game didn't look amazing, but it felt like the guns felt period.
Yeah.
Like. It wasn't pop. It's like, that's an M1 Garand. That's pop, pop, pop. Almost like,
and then
this
it's like pop,
feels good.
Pop, ting.
Yep. And you're like, well,
hold
up,
guys. I remember
guys.
playing through that game, using the M1 Garand the entire game through, going back to play Halo and just using the sniper rifle and just like, oh, pop, 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 pop. I can't do that nowadays, but...
No, yeah, it's so much fun to look. Like I've played a little bit of like co-op with my buddies and that, but I remember playing through those games and being like, "There's characters here that I give a shit about."
Yeah.
Like it's so rare in an MM or not MMO, in an FPS where you give a damn about the characters, because for the most part the story is usually throwaway. It's in there as, oh, we have a single player campaign just because. In fact, if I didn't go with Rising Sun, I'd probably have to say Battlefield Bad Company. Because the cast of characters in Bad Company is amazing.
I have that, never finished it.
Man, I loved the characters in that game. They were so good. But yeah, the whole thing was just great. And I like that. I like when an FPS realizes that, yeah, you know, people really like multiplayer and FPS, but there's no reason that the story can't be good.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, we are going to use that to lead into some of the stuff that's been going on in gaming recently.
Yeah, the question this time wasn't random. We chose it for a reason.
Yes, because there are a lot of shooters either coming out or that have come out this month or soon. And the big one is probably Modern Warfare, or Call of Duty Infinite Warfare packaged with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 Remastered. Or Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered. Sorry. Got to put the 4 in the Call of Duty. Now let's start with...
That might be your big one. That's not my big one.
Okay. What's your... Oh, yours... Okay.
My big
know
one
what yours
is Titanfall 2.
Yep. And let's go over this really quick, because this is the big stick in the mud right now. Let's start with Modern Warfare. Now, anyone who's played Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, it was another one of those games, like the multiplayer was great. It added a lot of like innovations and a lot of new stuff, a lot of feedback for the player in terms of shooting that we didn't have before. And it was overall was a pretty good game, like in terms of its multiplayer. But I remember the story because it was kind of that going back to talking about, you know, Rising Sun, going back to like having a good story. And even if it wasn't the best storytelling or the best characters ever in a game, they still did a really good job of making you care about these characters, like Captain Price and Soap. I forget what Soap's rank was.
Soap,
but you go through the game as Soap, following your captain, Captain Price, and you know Price is this badass British guy that he's just this grizzled vet. He's seen it all, he's done it all, and he's there to make sure you young shits make it out too. And Soap is just generic boots on the ground private, but he doesn't really get a character until Modern Warfare 2, when they use him as kind of like the pseudo Captain Price until you actually meet Price. But there were so many like iconic scenes or missions in COD 4. Like everyone remembers the sniper mission, where both you and Price are all done up in your ghillie suits, and you're both like, okay, you shoot that target, I'll shoot that target. It's like, okay, 1, 2, 3, and on 3 he shoots, and you damn well better hit your target because he's going to hit the other one a few seconds later, and you better hope you shot first.
The one I remember is both you and Price in your suits hunched down as people like march over you.
Yeah. And you're just like
in your moss suit, yeah.
Yeah. Just praying. It's like the immersion of that. It's like, I'm fine. I'm sitting in my chair. Like if I lose, I just restart my mission, and I know not to do whatever got me fucked. But in that intensity of the scene, like I remember playing that and holding my breath, just being like,
yeah, exactly.
Because you're like, I don't want to fuck this up.
Yeah.
Price will be mad at me. I hope the mic can pick that up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was
okay.
Oh yeah.
But you know, it's the feedback right now with Modern Warfare with COD 4, the remastered, is that it looks great. It looks amazing. But no one's like, it doesn't have that player base, because obviously all the multiplayer people are playing Infinite Warfare right now.
That might be on console, but PC is a whole different story.
Oh yes.
Like
moving into that bugbear.
EA and Microsoft like screwed the pooch for PC gamers.
Here, I wanna play a game with you two. Between 1 and 100, what do you think Metacritic, the general favorable reviews, have given Infinite Warfare?
For which version?
Call of Duty
Is it for all?
Warfare, the new one.
8. I don't know, like 8.5, 8.7.
Out of 100?
Between 1 and 100.
Oh, 100. Gosh, I don't know that number.
45.
I have no idea. 45?
The Metascore on Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is 78.
78. Yeah.
You know what the user score is?
45.
Out of 10. The user score
42.
is out of 10.
45.
Oh, 4.2.
Squeaks, do you have a guess?
No idea. Sorry.
3.4.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So out of 10, a game is considered in the red at 4. It's considered in the yellow up to 7 and green up to 10, 8 to 10.
So
It is a 3.4.
Wow.
User score. And I'm talking the PS4.
That's on PS4?
PS4 version?
Yeah. Critics, I'm looking at critic scores right now. There's not a single negative critical score. There are 24 mixed scores, and there are 46 positive reviews. For users, we have 68 positive, 30 mixed, 121 negative.
And that's
now, this is
PS4.
Metacritic. Take it all with a grain of salt. I mean, okay, this is...
Oh my god.
This is in general, actually. I don't even think this is... I don't even think this picks one. I think it's just a game overall. So overall, critics are like, yeah, fuck yeah, Call of Duty, woo! Users are like, fuck this game.
Yep.
Now, you said, Card, that Angry Joe has a good video on this. What does he say about it?
He talks about, alright, how terrible it is for the PC because nobody's playing it.
Okay.
And they're dividing up their user base even further because if you buy it on Steam, if you buy it through the Microsoft Store, or if you buy it through Origin, all three of those are different servers. They're not playing with each other.
They're not. Okay.
They're not playing with each other at all.
Microsoft and PC aren't playing with each other?
It's Steam, Origin, and the Microsoft Store.
Oh, Steam, Origin, and Microsoft. Ugh.
Yikes.
Yeah. Steam is only up to, 16,000 active users for Infinite Warfare? That's on that's on launch day.
Why? Okay, EA owns Origin, right?
Yeah.
I'm not wrong. Them doing that, I can kind of see, because they're like, hey, we want you to buy it from our server, give us the more money. Splitting, putting the game on different consoles is already splitting your player base. Splitting a player base on the same console, not even with map packs, but with just where they
and
got it from.
They're splitting even further with season passes.
I hate that. I hate when you're like, hey, you guys, you have to pay for these new maps. Oh, you're not going to pay it? Guess you guys aren't going to be able to play in matches on those maps. That's the reason I bought my brother map packs when he was really into Transformers Cybertron, because I really liked the multiplayer too, and I'd load into a game, you'd wait to get to 100% loading, and then it would boot you because it wasn't in a map that you could own.
Sucks.
And
it's bullshit.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing it with, oh, you didn't buy it from Store A. Well, if you bought it from Store B, you could play it with them. But if you bought it from Store A, you can only buy it from Store A shoppers. Sorry.
Yep.
Some guy in a suit was like, this is going to be a really good idea, guys. This is going to make us good money. It's going to piss off your player base, you moron.
Yep. So that's the fiasco happening. So Infinite Warfare might be the last Call of Duty for a while, and I'm okay with that.
I don't think so. I think it will
keep going, yeah.
They've gotten negative feedback before, and it's not killed COD. I mean, next year, hopefully they'll learn to not be dicks and split their player base like that.
But hey,
this seems like a poor decision.
You guys looking for another first-person shooter that's like Call of Duty but better? Have you heard of Titanfall 2?
All right, we're getting into Titanfall 2. So I'll give a quick overview before I let the person who actually bought it talk about it. Titanfall 2 recently came out. The biggest critique I've heard about it so far is that it's basically the first one with some new bells and whistles. Those new bells and whistles being a story mode, actually. That's one that's not just multiplayer, but a single-player multiplayer. It sounds like the Titans have a lot more personality now.
They've doubled the amount of Titans that are available in the game.
Yes, and now a lot of the Titans are, here's the bruiser with a big gun. Here's the well-rounded one. Here's the fucking samurai Titan. That sounds really cool. So, Card, why don't you talk about it since you actually own it?
All right, I bought it. I played through it. The single player was amazing fun. It was great. Okay. It was completely worth it. The only bad thing is it was only around 5 hours long.
I'm guessing because
is it different for each? Is it different for each character?
There's only one character.
There's only one character for single.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Titans aren't characters; they're suits. So.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, it's about BT is your Titan, and you can swap out his loadout to imitate the other multiplayer Titans.
Okay.
And it's all about the companionship between your main character Jack Cooper and BT, and it's funny because BT seems to be the more human of the two, despite being a robot.
Love it.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's see.
The complaints that I have for the single player are that the story is kind of weak. I mean, not gonna lie, the story is pretty weak. BT is the only good character.
That's funny that the mech's the only good character.
Yeah. What is it? The levels feel disjointed and they don't flow together well. It seemed like, hey, this is cool. Let's do this for a level. Yeah, let's throw that in for a level. Let's throw in this for a level. Forget about how they flow together. We're just going to have to say, like, oh, he teleported over here, or, oh, he hitched a ride over to this other area.
So it doesn't feel like a campaign. It's more just like, hey, there's some shit going down over here. Why don't you go handle it?
No,
Mission
it's like,
mode.
Here, there's this scenario. Oh, here's this scenario. Oh, here's this scenario.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking up Titanfall 2 on Metacritic, and I mean, there's none of the reviews from the critics.
88 critic score, 8.2 user score.
Yeah, I'm looking at it between PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Metacritic, the critics don't really go below 80. User score doesn't go below 80 or 8. So people are digging it. They're really liking it.
Yep, it needs more hype. Honestly,
obviously, I mean it's more of the same, but apparently people like it.
Well, it's great. It's
Oh, I'm not saying that as a bad way. Like it's more of the same, but apparently that's what people enjoyed. So why not?
And it's different from the other multiplayer FPSs out there. And another great thing that people should know about it is like there's no season pass.
Yeah.
There's no season pass at all. So
yeah, it's just when stuff comes out, you get it, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Any content that comes out, you get it. I mean, there's probably going to be an in-game shop for like cosmetics, but that's cosmetics.
Yeah, that's probably where they're going to get their money is going to be through cosmetics, which is a very acceptable way to go about your getting money out of your player base.
That's not in the game yet, and there's already a fuck ton of cosmetics you can unlock.
Okay. Yeah, the other thing that I heard about Infinite Warfare was that it suffers the same thing that other COD games had, where there's the ranking system, and as you rank up, you get unlocks for better equipment, or better modifications, or better guns, and there's no split of ranked players. As a level 1, you can get dropped into someone who's ranked really high, which means that person is objectively better than you because he has better equipment, so he's going to kill you more, he's going to deal more damage, he's going to be able to hit you from further away, he has more tools at his disposal, and there's nothing you can do about it because he's played more than you.
Titanfall's kind of the same way, where you get different perks and you get different guns and you get different modifiers, but the modifiers are all trade-offs.
Okay.
So
there's no upgrade, there's just side grades?
Yeah. There's no upgrades, it's only side grades. And as far as I know, I'm not too far in the multiplayer yet. I think I'm only like rank 10.
Okay.
Out of 50 and then I can prestige from there. But hey, I prestige in Titanfall 1, so that's something, right?
Hooray!
But no, it's great. I love it. I'm just gonna keep playing this game.
All right,
And,
I'm digging it.
Another bad thing that I would say about the multiplayer is that they fragmented their community.
In Infinite or in Titanfall?
Because each individual game mode is a different queue.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, it's a different game mode, so you want to be queuing up for the thing that you're interested in.
Yeah. But unless you're playing, like, Attrition, you're not going to play the game mode you want to play, because there's nobody else playing it.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's my rant.
I mean, really quick, in terms of, like, other FPSs that have come out, the other big one recently was Gears 4, which was actually back in October. About a month out now. And reviews so far for the Xbox version, around 85. Users, about 6.7. Gears in PC, basically the same. Users are 7.1. So users look like they're satisfied, but
satisfied.
The other big one that came out recently was Battlefield 1, the one you were defending.
That's right.
That is right. Battlefield 1 did come out. Battlefield 1 on PC right now on Metacritic has an 88 critic score and a 7.7 user score, which is actually enough for it to qualify for being green, even though green is 8. Metacritic, I don't get your shit. But yeah, I was talking about this game a lot over our chat because it's still more of the same. It, like, crunch wise and the way it plays, it's still just a Battlefield game, but the setting I'm super into. I mean, the very first mission, spoilers, it literally drops you into a bunch of situations and missions that you can't win, and when you eventually die, it slows down and it, like, pops up like a person's name and then, like, the day they were born, the day they died, and most of these guys are, like,
oh wow,
18, 20s, maybe 30s. You bounce from, like, one dude in a trench and he dies. Then you bounce to a dude trying to hold a church and he dies. Then you bounce to a tank crew and you get kind of far, and then this artillery barrage comes in and the whole tank crew dies. And then you're trying to tank this bunker, and every time you, like, run up, there's, like, a ton of gunfire, and your guys are constantly dying because, like, maybe someone will come up behind you and just shove a trench knife into your throat, and again, like, the guy will die as it hit, like, someone's name from the war comes up, their birth to death date comes up, and you spawn a new guy and you run in, and if you get far enough up, it just spawns a final artillery drop and just wipes everybody. And then you get into your actual mission. And in the first mission, you're a tank crew where you get overrun and you have to send out a pigeon back to your base, and it is the most relaxing, majestic thing I've ever played in a game. Because you are just this pigeon flying over the battlefield like, I don't know, fucking wings of an angel or in the background somewhere. And you're just, like, gracefully just going like this. There's a war below you. You don't care. You're a fucking pigeon. And then you finally get to base and deliver your message. And your guys are like, help them! And help them is apparently drop artillery on their heads. Spoilers. But, no, I love that old World War I feel, because we don't get a lot of World War I games. We get a lot of World War II, where a lot of more modern tanks and weapons are available. Like, in this game, you can jump on a horse, pull out your sword, and get kills, and that's a legitimate way to fight. And your horse is a fucking beast, because it can take rounds like a boss.
Nice.
As long as people are just kind of, like, freaking out and aiming at the horse, just like, spray with the bullets. It does have kind of like kill streaks a little bit, and the way the kill streaks work in this game. So if you've played other, like, Call of Duty games, I've never played other Battlefield games besides Bad Company, so I don't know how they work there. But with Modern Warfare, the more kills you get, the more bonuses you get, and that could be unlocking like a radar, calling in smoke or something. If you get like, I don't know what it was, 20 kills in a row, you could call it a nuke and just wipe everybody. But in this game, as you fall behind, you can call in bonuses. So there's kind of this like rubber band effect. We're like, oh, we're losing, and we're back in. And now the other side's losing, and they're back in. So you can have a match that should have only lasted maybe 10, 15 minutes, lasting 30, 40 minutes, an hour. So that's kind of weird. I'd have to get some more playtime with that to understand it. But I love that one of the big ones is you call in the Behemoth, which is a Zeppelin.
Nice.
And it's great. It's not like a drops bombs and leaves. It's like you called in the Behemoth. The Behemoth is incoming, and you're like, where? And slowly, like this just immense Zeppelin just like comes in off the horizon and just like over the battlefield, and you're like, we're fucked. You can't bring it down. You can. It's difficult, but if you pour enough heavy rounds into it from like vehicles and things, you can bring it down, and it's glorious. If you've seen any videos or GIFs of that, it doesn't just like, it's not just like a thing playing and it's like, oh, it falls and debris and fire and done. It's an object, so if it crashes into town, it's gonna kill people. Even when it explodes, if you're anywhere near it, like 100 yards, you're gonna blow up and die. It's amazing. Bringing down a Zeppelin is great.
Wow.
I remember, I haven't played Battlefield 1, but I remember like a Fine Brothers video of like elders react to Battlefield 1 trailers. Mm-hmm. And there was such a staunch divide between those who knew history and those who didn't. Like those who knew about the history was like, oh, that's the Sherman, oh, that's Red Baron, oh, this is so cool. And those that didn't know it were like, oh, this is war. Like, why do people want to play this? This looks terrible. This looks so brutal and violent.
It's definitely a history buff game. It is a little, what's that word? Anachronistic? God, I'm butchering that word. The thing where it's like some of these things didn't necessarily exist at the exact same time at this prevalence. Because it's mostly like these things existed throughout the like lifespan of World War I, but weren't necessarily in use at the exact same time, either because one replaced the other or whatever. So that kind of got on some history buffs nerds, like some history buff nerds' tales. But I mean,
options. You need options.
Yeah, you need to be like, this is the weaker gun, but it's all you have right now. You're gonna have to find a better one. I remember like I was watching somebody play, and they in this mission where you're like, at the very end of it, you have to take out several enemy tanks while your tank is basically limping behind you because you're outside scouting for them. Mm-hmm. And this guy was able to find kind of out of the way an anti-tank rifle. And it was like 2 shots and you killed the tank. And I'm like, that was real?
That was a thing?
It's like, turns out, yeah, the thing, like, you had to seriously set that thing up, but it fired high-caliber, armor-piercing rounds that were meant to be like, I'm going to bore a hole in your tank and blow up the gas. Or blow up the ammo.
All right. I didn't know that.
It's like, fuck, World War I, you scare. And then you can drop mustard gas, so you have to throw on a gas mask really quick.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like, here's mustard gas in this game. Mustard gas is scary. That's some fucked up stuff. Yeah. And it's in this game. And you're like, the first time you see like this bomb drop in front of you and yellow gas start doing spew, you're like, gas mask!
Oh my gosh, I would freak, yes.
But yeah, Battlefield 1, great. Love the concept. Mm-hmm. Better than robots. Fight me card.
IRL or in-game?
In-game, you're bigger than me, IRL.
Alright, and WoW, I'll fight you.
Alright, I'm gonna die. Because you're bigger than me there, too.
And I'm a goblin.
You are. All right, so let's see. Let's talk about some of the games coming out this month. We'll just kind of go through the list here. Some of these games I've heard of, some I have not, some I've played, some I have not. We have Owlboy for the PC, which came out on the 1st. I have not played that game, and oh my god, it looks amazing. If you haven't heard of Owlboy, it's been in development for 9 years.
Oh my.
And I was listening to someone talk about it, and the guy being like, there's so many little touches. Like, there's one NPC who, like, will strike a hero pose, and Owlboy will just, like, look at him like, oh, you. And apparently it's, like, really quick. Like, you have to watch his reactions, but it looks like such a labor of love. It's very much this almost, like, time capsule of development, because there's definitely some more recent nuances to it, but it has that aesthetic touch of like yesteryear as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a free or not a free roaming, but it's this side-scrolling platformer puzzle game, and it's beautiful. Next game is Root Letter. I know nothing about that one. Let's see what else came out on the 1st. We also had Seraph on the Xbox One, PS4, PC. Super Dungeon Bros. Why don't we skip to one that you know of? Okay, let me go back here a little bit. Let's see, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, obviously. We have Football Manager 2017. For those of you who really like the manager part of certain football games but don't like the actual football part, there you go. Mario Party Star Rush for people with way too many friends. You really wanted to thin the crowd.
Oh my gosh. I'm actually really excited for that game because it looks like it's finally going to be a Mario Party that's focused more on skill rather than luck in minigames.
Are you kidding me? They've all been determined on luck.
Yes, and finally they're doing skill. I'm like, thank you so much.
Every now and then they'll have something that's more skill-based. But yeah, sometimes it's just like,
all luck.
I got fucked.
Oh, I land on this space, I get a star. Haha. I don't need to get coins.
I think Kuma has the right idea here, in that, like, well, I have too many friends, time to thin the crowd a bit. Who wants to play Mario Party?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and it's 3DS, Mario Gamerkulture Mario Party incoming. Next game, Sword Art Online Hollow Realization.
I don't know.
What is it? Tyler played a little bit of that when we went to... Can we
save that for the Shukai crew? Just shove it onto them?
It's a video game. You realize that's us.
What anime have you seen recently?
Fair point. Next game, Eagle Flight. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming you play as an eagle. And that's amazing. It looks like you literally play as an eagle. All right.
Is that the one that E3, like, yeah, you play as an eagle, you can, like, shoot a sonar at people, and you play, like, capture flag as eagles.
I'm down.
And you can use VR.
Yeah, it's
PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
Next game, Harvest Moon Skytree Village for people who want a job when they get home from their job.
I heard that game isn't really good.
That's a shame, because I thought Harvest Moon, like, makes people hard. Like,
not all of the Harvest Moon games are good.
I feel lied to, because everyone I've ever heard loves these games. And I get it. I play Minecraft, so I get it. But I've never really played Harvest Moon. I've never played goddamn, what's Animal Crossing. I've never played that either. So
I remember I played Animal Crossing once at a friend's house on the GameCube, and I haven't played since. So if I ever go back to that friend and like log in, I'm pretty sure my place is just gonna be full of cockroaches.
Cockroaches, everyone you know is dead.
He's like, what? Who are you? You've been gone for 6 years.
Yeah, 6 years? No.
16?
More than that, yeah. This was when, this was way back when like Animal Crossing was brand new on the GameCube.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. What is this game? Robinson? Kind of curious about this. What is this? Robinson the Journey. What the hell are you?
I don't know. What are you?
I don't know. It looks like a person in a spacesuit. Looks like totally not. What is it? Whitley or Whiteley from Portal 2?
Wheatley?
Wheatley. There you go. Totally Not Wheatley is following him around. There's a giant dinosaur here.
Play that game.
Portal 2? I did. I just forgot his name. Okay, so it's like, I don't know, it's Ark Survival Evolved meets No Man's Sky? Alright, whatever.
Interesting.
PlayStation 4 Pro comes out on the 10th. Came out on the 10th.
What is it?
That's PlayStation 4 Pro. That's a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. Tyranny on the PC.
Mm-hmm.
Dishonored 2 comes out today.
Hey, huzzah.
Yes. I saw the first video pop up. I'm like, I can't wait to watch.
Did you guys... Okay, so I'll be honest. I'll be straight honest. I never played Dishonored 1.
Mm-mm.
However, I did watch Jesse Cox play it start to finish. So
Yeah, I watched-
basically played it.
Yeah, I watched Jacksepticeye play it, and it was so fun to
Jacksepticeye?
watch him.
I got
Septiceye!
halfway through the game. And never
You
finished
did?
it.
What?
Yeah.
Did you not finish it because you didn't like it? Or...
I got it in the Steam sale, and I got a bunch of other games with it. So I got it, played it halfway through, and I was like, well, I got something else I can play.
Okay.
You have so many games.
I know.
He does.
I know.
There's a lot of fucking games.
I'd like to get them on stream.
Yeah.
Maybe
Let's see, what else we have?
There's one thing that I want to talk about that's kind of going around. I don't know if y'all care at all, but mobile games for Nintendo are starting to be leaked. Mario, the Mario game will come out in December. That's the Mario running game. And then they also...
Is it Temple Run with a Mario skin?
No, it's a side-scroller. It's still the Mario style.
So it's Pitfall with a Mario skin.
Yeah. So it's that, and then they also will be bringing out an Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem in 2017 in March. I think that's when the Switch comes out, right?
Wait, what about Fire Emblem?
They're having a Fire Emblem one.
For
an app.
An app.
A
Fire
mobile game.
Emblem app.
That's Marth, right?
Say Marth or March? Animal Crossing and
Marth.
Fire Emblem mobile apps delayed to 2017.
Yeah.
Well, Marth was in the first one. Like, each Fire Emblem game, think of it like a Final Fantasy game. It's its own self-contained story with self-contained characters.
So yeah, it's Fire Emblem, and they'll do an app. Haven't really seen any information about it, and I think that they won't release information until probably their December, like...
Right now, people are just calling it Fire Emblem Mobile because we don't really have a name for it.
Exactly. Same with Animal Crossing. We don't know much about it, but we definitely have seen pictures, and we know what basically the Mario game is. Like, it's Mario Run or something.
Yeah, they might be pushing it back because right now they're working on their MMO, Miitomo. Is it MMO or RPG? I think it's just an RPG. I don't think it's an MMO.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Nintendo's releasing an
Miitomo?
RPG called Miitomo.
Oh.
Miitomo is already out.
Is it already out?
It's been out for like half a year.
Has it really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I
don't
play
pay
it every
attention
day.
to Nintendo news. Half the shit Nintendo makes I don't care about.
I love that game so much. And Pokemon Go, I play it like every day.
Pokemon Go, like, I keep looking at it on my phone and I'm like, do I delete you? I don't play you.
Well, they recently just added something, which I was like, haha, you're so smart. They added, rewards for when you play every day. So I'm like,
that's in every mobile game ever. Though.
Oh, yeah.
But they added that, and I'm
right?
like, what?
It has, like, quests now?
Not
Are they going to be adding quests?
Not quests, more like,
Wait. Is
just like catch a certain amount.
Lol.
Johnny Quest. Johnny Quest is the new Pokemon.
Let's see what else is coming out. Overcooked Gourmet Edition. Watch Dogs 2 comes out on the 15th.
No
oh wait, by the way,
Nope. Move along.
Okay. Walking Dead: The Telltale Series, A New Frontier, Episode 1.
Very interesting, because that's going to be a different. Oh, is that? There's also going to be a Walking shooter?
What?
There's going to be a Walking Dead that's different from all the other Walking Deads, and I didn't think it was Telltale. Is it Telltale?
It might not be Telltale. That would be really weird for Telltale to make an arcade
exactly
game.
Like,
so yeah, it's probably just a new.
About this, Um, one thing that uh, one thing that I want to do is a skit with the Gathering, is have a conversation between two fans of The Walking Dead. One of them that watches the show and the other one that plays the games.
Oh, that would be so much fun.
And just like try, like, oh, I remember when this, and this happens. Like, who's that? I remember this, and this.
And then the characters like cross over, like slightly.
Well, no, just like someone who watches the show and someone who plays the game try and talk about The Walking Dead. Do the characters cross over?
Yes, Glenn's in it.
Oh, I did not know that.
He's in the first season for like the first episode. I was like, oh, it's Glenn. What?
But I just think that would be hilarious.
Yeah, but I'm like secretly hoping that because of the popularity of the games that they might add a character into the TV show. I'm like secretly hoping. I don't know if it will ever work out because I know it's very comic book driven, but and there's that too. We should get a comic book fan, the TV show fan, and then the video game fan all in one room and see what happens.
That would be really interesting. That'd be a really interesting like gathering even. But yeah, we could do that here too. Let's see what else is coming out later in this month. Assassin's Creed Ezio collection, because Steam never has enough of those sales.
Nope.
Seriously, like if you haven't picked up 2 Brotherhood and Revelations yet, why not?
Yeah.
You can basically buy the entire Assassin's Creed series during a sale for $40, maybe 50, but that's how many games for $50?
Yeah,
you'll be good for a year. Planet Coaster coming for the PC and on the 17th. Pokemon Sun and Moon, get hype! So excited! I'm gonna get Moon, and I'm gonna be so excited. I'm not excited about my monkey exclusives, but all the others are pretty cool. Because Sun gets Passimian, who's totally isn't Waka from Final Fantasy X. Moon gets Oranguru, which I'm like.
I've got so many Pokemon games that I just need to finish.
Sun same here.
I think Sun also gets, in my opinion, the cooler. Or they get Vulpix and Ninetales Alolan forms. Moon gets Sandshrew and Sandslash. I think Vulpix is more adorable, but Sandslash is cooler looking. Because Sandshrew is just blue Sandshrew.
Yeah.
But
Sandslash with that like ice glacier on his back, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Bad man. Killing Floor 2 also comes out this month. The Amnesia Collection comes out this month. Another thing you could probably get for super cheap on literally any Steam sale. We Sing, which is basically Just Dance with your voice. Darksiders War Mastered Edition.
Going back to Walking Dead very quickly, I just looked up what that game was. It's Overkill. That's what the game's called. It will be released in 2017, and that's going to be a co-op shooting.
Which one is it?
Overkill.
Overkill. Is what it's called. Okay.
Co-op. That's what I was looking at, and it looks freaking awesome. Like it looks like it looks like the TV show fans' version of Walking Dead game.
I think if I was going to play like a Walking Dead level survivor zombie game, I would play 7 Days to Die with friends.
I want to play that with you guys. Yes.
I think we should do that because that's like Minecraft meets The Walking Dead, and I'm down.
I will be the fail monster.
One thing that I should probably try and start is the Tales of the Borderlands. Like, I started it, never finished it. I need to finish it.
If you own an Xbox, it's the Borderlands collection is your free games for the month. So grab that while you can. What else is coming out this month? Final Fantasy 15, which I have pre-ordered. Super excited for that.
That's some series that nobody cares about. Absolutely nobody.
There's only 15 of them. It's shit.
Like 15 conservative amount. I mean, there's also 10-2. There's 13-2, 13-3.
Yep. Final Fantasy Tactics. There's a lot more than 15 Final Fantasy games. The Crew, calling all units, hands up people who care. All right. What else do we have? And Watch Dogs 2 for the PC.
Yeah,
Pass.
thank you.
It's Xbox
Pass.
One and PS4. Get it first.
And move,
Pass.
move.
Pass.
We don't care about that.
I'm not giving them another look after Burn from the original Watch Dogs. And this one just looks ugh.
Did you know that there's going to be a Pikmin game for the DS?
I did hear about that.
I did not.
That's very interesting. A mobile Pikmin game will be very interesting for me because I love Pikmin, but I always feel like I have to sit down and just play it, and I'm gone for the whole entire day. So to have it mobile would be very nice, where I can just close it and then open it up again.
Alrighty. Anything else, guys?
There's so much.
Well, not much
There's,
else from me, but we should probably wrap up soon.
We should. We're just about an hour and a half. So that was a lot of good discussions. It was fun. We had one person in chat today who was trying to politically poll us. Please don't do that, or I'll ban you. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you so much. For all your gamer culture needs, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch TV, and thegrandgeekgathering.com. This show has been brought to you by the Grand Geek Gathering Network. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us. Special thanks to the band Carbonine for granting us permission for the use of their song, Say I Am. Don't forget, pretty soon we are going to be using a new song by Wildcards Brothers band. What are they? Band, right? What do they call themselves?
A group.
A group.
They make music, and it's good. Join the gathering. Stay cultured. Have a great week, and GGG!